by many names, by many different faiths. A man and a woman.
That was an interesting prayer. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, this is James with This Beautiful Crazy Life. Welcome to the channel. Hey, happy new year. You guys made it. We made it. We survived. Can you believe it? Can you believe we did it? And since you survived, you deserve a special treat. And this treat is to make sure you like this and subscribe. Hey, if you've appreciated my videos, it would really help me out if I can get caught in the algorithms. Anyway, guys, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe. And I'm praying that you guys have an excellent year coming up. About prayer, that was an interesting prayer that we all heard because it ended with, well, this.
A man and a woman. A man and a woman.
That made a lot of people's ears perk up. So maybe you saw this interesting takedown from conservative heavyweight Ben Shapiro. Let's check this out.
So just to be straight, this human said, amen and a women. I believe the stupidest thing I have ever heard in all my life. In all my life. And I've heard many stupid things. I mean, I literally do a political talk show. So I hear stupid things on a daily basis.
Okay, let me explain this really quickly. For some reason, I didn't record this in the video. And as I was editing, I realized I made a mistake. So basically, the House, Democratic-controlled House, has a new rules that's being proposed that basically gets rid of specific gender titles and using that in legislation. And that's what this next segment is going to refer to. Not sure how I missed that. Anyway, guys, love you. Make sure to subscribe. Some of these new rules are things like reforms and procedural stuff, but the more interesting thing a lot of conservative media has been talking about is the supposed banning of gender pronouns. Banning such words from Congress as mother and father and sister and daughter and male and female. How are these feminists banning the word female? I can't believe it. It's the women's. The women's don't like when you don't use the word women, clearly. All jokes aside here, this is a pretty interesting story because what I've been seeing recently from conservative media is conservatives saying such things as, well, this tweet here. Or this interesting article from the Daily Beast or Daily Mail, I'll post edit, whatever it is, like here. Either way, these people are making it sound as though the Democratic Party has banned things like mother, brother, sister from being used on the floor in Congress and in legislation. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, is the Democratic Party really banning pronouns? Well, like most things, it's way more complicated than that. Well, it's not super complicated. It's just more nuanced and a much more different story than what conservative media is posting. So while a congressman, a sitting member in Congress, makes it sound like they are banning people from using the word male on congressional floor, that's not exactly what's happening. Instead, the Democratic Congress saying that this reflects their values, as this is probably the most congressional members in the LGBTQ community and diversity, and that they've been stuck in these binary ideas, decided that they wanted to propose things that are not male and female binary, but just a much more robust idea for a ever-changing society with ever-changing values. And so a congressional person can still call themselves congressman, male, female, mother, brother, sister. It's just not going to be used in official positions. So instead of saying chairwoman or chairman, they'll just use chairperson or the chair is what I believe, which honestly I was kind of shocked that Congress still uses the term chairwoman and chairman. I don't know if they do or not, like officially, but at least when I worked in a legislature here, which is a pretty conservative state, we were saying chairperson and through the chair or co-chair. And the same for the city assembly that I've testified in front of. The thing, though, that I found interesting is two things, though. The first way was how the media reported it and how congressional people use this to talk to their constituents. Conservative congressperson who is calling this stupid and saying that they are banning free speech, basically. And if you're someone who's conservative, you think people who are Democratic, leftists, whatever you want to call them, liberals, want to ban speech and change everything you hold dear to you. And so if you have this very traditional view of men and women's sexuality, then of course the Democrats don't believe in grandmothers. And then you find it so ironic that Nancy Pelosi in her bio says this.
Describes herself as, quote, a mother, grandmother, and dark chocolate connoisseur. Dark chocolate connoisseur is the only term still allowed.
So this just plays all into the hypocrisy and all these things that the left does. And then what's even interesting to me on the other side is how the media reported, because media and the congressperson both know that this bill does not ban those words from being used on the Congress floor. And this isn't some huge liberal plot to change language, as we know. The other thing I find interesting on the more liberal side, which I haven't seen a whole lot of liberals post on this except Congress people responding to it or explaining to it, is just different rules, different cultural rules that conservatives hold. While conservatives might in general be more traditional male and female roles, a lot of liberals and more progressive people, even, I don't even think you have to even be that progressive. I think now if you're just sort of a middle in the road Democratic voter, you have this value where you're more likely to be affirming to people of the LGBT community, and that you probably are, are more accepting of people transgendered and things like that. And not to put those two groups in a box, I know people who are conservative, who are, like, hey, you want to do that, you want to do you, whatever, or there's conservative people who are part of the LGBT community, all that stuff there. But in general, I think it's fair to split those up. And this is just another sign to show you how divided America actually is. And I think our politics reflects a lot of that, and our media reflects a lot of that. Usually in these videos, I like to end with some big Christian idea or something like that, but I really don't have anything here. I just find it interesting how the media and Congress members report things to, win a political argument. So if you believe that this group of people do something like that, then you probably know what the actual law or story is, but you're purposely doing it wrong. I guess the moral of the story is people shouldn't lie, but we know that's not going to happen. I don't know, guys. I just found it interesting just how this story is being reported in conservative media and seeing the different values between conservative and liberal Americans. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think I'm off on this, guys? Did you guys like this? If you did, make sure you like it. Anyway, guys, this is This Beautiful Crazy Life. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord shine his countenance upon you and be gracious to you. See you guys later.